Hi, it's Hope from Under the Median. Today let's talk about community-supported agriculture, also known as CSAs. What are they? Should you join one? And do they really help you save money? Today is Saturday, which means this is an exciting day for our family because every Saturday morning my husband and I go to the local farmers market and we pick up our weekly CSA share. What's a CSA? CSA, as I mentioned, is short for Community Supported Agriculture. What that means basically is at the first of the year, we pay one fee in order to join the CSA. CSAs are generally put on and sponsored by small local farmers. Many of them are organic in nature. At the very least, they are no-spray farms. They sell memberships at the first of the year in order to give them enough seed money, if you will, I know it was a pun, to buy seeds and supplies for the next year in order to get their farming operation going for the following season. So you have helped supply that money as a CSA member. Then in return, every week throughout the growing season, once a week you go to a designated pickup spot and you pick up a bushel basket of fresh farm picked produce. Now, are all CSAs equal? No. Some CSAs give very, very large shares. Some not so much. Some CSAs sell shares that are like spring shares, and then you can buy a summer share, or you can buy a late fall share. So the length of the contract varies. Sometimes they also sell various sized shares. So if you have a large family like us, you can get a large box every week. If you have a smaller family or you're single, you can get a smaller box or a single family box. And so you need to check with that CSA farmer and say, explain to me exactly what shares you sell. You know, how many times a year is this open for membership? If I like it, can I extend my membership and sign on later in the season? So let's say you would buy an early spring membership, which for us here in the central part of the United States would be, let's say, mid-April to late May. And so you've gotten 6 weeks of fresh produce and you're like, I'm really digging this. If our family likes it, are we automatically like grandfathered into the summer share? Can we go ahead and say, no, we'd really like to extend this and purchase the summer share? So those rules vary according to every CSA. But how do you even find one? If you've never heard of it, how in the world are you even going to find one in your area? Well, actually, it's not as hard as it might seem. You need to go ahead and ask around. That's the first thing I recommend to people. Ask your family members, ask your friends, ask fellow parishioners at your local church, ask people at work. Start asking around. Say, do you belong to one? Do you know anybody that does? Is there someone that you know I can talk to about their CSA? Usually if people have been CSA members and they've been happy with it, they are more than happy to give you all the information that you want to know about their CSA. So start asking around. If you really can't find anybody that belongs to a CSA, then there are a couple of places online. If you go to the USDA, they actually have a portion of their website that is dedicated to local farmer CSAs. And you can look for that online and you can find CSAs that are listed there on the USDA website. You can also look around. There is a local farm food website that will allow you to find CSAs. In addition to produce, some CSAs will sell things like perhaps fresh made jams and jellies or breads. They might offer organic meats, cheeses, even organic eggs or milk. So there's a variety of different like combinations that you can get. So that's the next question. Once you find somebody who is in the know, who has knowledge of local CSAs, you need to start asking them questions like that. What does your CSA offer? Do they offer other products besides produce? Have you been happy with the size of your shares? Have you been happy with the quality? How's the farmer and his staff been very accommodating? How has your farmer dealt with it when you've been unable to pick up your share at the designated time or the designated spot? So you want to ask all of those questions to the people that you find that know about the CSAs. In addition to asking family, friends, people on the street, you can also go to farmers markets and begin to look around. Sometimes some of those farmers will actually have a little placard on the front of their stall that says, "We offer CSAs." And you're going to know, wait, that's one of the people that offers CSAs. I can talk to them. Or you can ask around and say, do you know anybody who actually has a vendor that is a vendor at this farmer's market that offers CSAs? Most of the time, the people who are vendors at those markets, they're more than happy. If they don't offer a CSA membership, they're more than happy to direct you to someone else there that does offer a CSA membership. And the final place that you can look for a CSA is by looking at local health food stores. A lot of health food stores actually have bulletin boards that list community events or perhaps yoga lessons, things that are really of interest to people who are going to go to health food stores and health food markets. And a lot of times you will be able to either ask the staff there or look on that bulletin board and find flyers for local farmers who offer CSA memberships. Now, once you find a membership place and you're interested in it, what do you ask the farmer? The first thing you're going to do is ask that farmer, tell me what your farming practices are. Are you organic? Do you spray your crops? Tell me about cover crops that you might grow. Tell me about your theory on crop rotation, because you don't want a farmer who plants corn in the same field every single year because that depletes the soil. So a lot of farmers, particularly those offering CSAs, are going to be very knowledgeable about that and say, no, I rotate this field every 2 or 3 years, and here's what I do to rotate those crops. You also want to ask them, what are your policies about canceling the membership if I'm not happy with the shares? What is your policy about substitutions? Some CSA farmers will allow you, if you look in your CSA box and you think, I don't know, eggplant. Our family really doesn't like eggplant. Is there something else on your table here that we can substitute if we're just not eggplant fans? A lot of times CSA will have what they call a share table. So if you really don't like eggplant, you can put your eggplant over there on that table, and you can take something else, one other item off of that share table that you do like. So basically, it's the whole idea of members trading amongst themselves on that table. At other times, the farmer will just say, no, here, give me the eggplant, and then go pick one more thing, especially if they're at a farmer's market and their vendor there, they'll say, go pick a half dozen ears of corn instead of this eggplant. And they're happy to do that for you. But you need to not assume that. You need to ask that ahead of time. You also want to ask them how many shares they sell. Shares should be limited in scope. You don't want a farmer that says, I sell as many as I possibly can, because what that means is they may be inadvertently overselling their CSA shares, and then they're actually unable to produce enough products in order to fill all the boxes all season long. So you want to make sure that they really are a little specific about, this is how many shares I'm selling, and they know exactly how many they are selling. The other thing that you want to ask them is, how many days do you have pickups available, and how many locations do you have pickups available? Because you want to make sure that you have a day and a time and a pickup location that are convenient for you. And the final question you want to ask them is, what are the hours of that pickup? Because those farmers don't generally sit there all day long and all evening long waiting for people to pick up. It's usually a specified length of time from between 2 to 6 hours. So you want to know how long they're going to be there, so you know If you have a meeting every Thursday that runs till 5:30 and they're only there till 6, maybe you want to pick a different way, a different day, and a different spot to pick up. So let's take a look at the table in front of me. This actually represents everything that I picked up this morning for our CSA share. So you can see that we have some, I'm going to stand up here. So we have peaches. We actually had one more really huge peach, but it's already been eaten. It was gone like 20 minutes after I walked in the door. It was gone. And I think 2 of my children split it. We have about a pound of very nice white potatoes. We have a nice, my mother would have called this a mess of beans. A mess of beans was enough to make one good pot of beans. That's what a mess of beans was. We have a couple of different kinds of tomatoes. Oftentimes with community supported agriculture boxes, you'll get heirloom tomatoes, which are actually really, really nice. So those are actually older seeds that have been reintroduced into the market, and thus they are heirloom seeds. They've been around a long, long time. I have a couple of nice size yellow onions, a huge, very large zucchini in my future this week, and about 10 ears of fresh corn, and then a very, very large melon. Now, these items will actually comprise the body of my menu plan this week. So I don't menu plan for the week until I pick up our CSA share, and then I will sit down with my son. We call him the 15-year-old sous chef. I can't call him that much longer because he turns 16 in a couple of weeks. And he actually does, he is my sous chef. He helps me cook every week. And so we sit down and we menu plan based on what we received that week in our CSA box. Now, how much does it cost, and do I think it's worth it? Well, CSA shares, because of the nature of what they offer and the length of the contract and all of that, it varies, and it varies across the nation. So what I pay is not necessarily going to be indicative of what you will pay. But our CSA was $500 in January, and that covers 25 weeks of CSA boxes. So each box is approximately $20 worth of farm fresh organic food. So you kind of use your own judgment as to whether you feel that this is worth it or not. I will tell you from my perspective, it actually does help us save money on our monthly food costs. So what do I pay for food every month? In addition to what we pay every year for our CSA share, and I do purchase an additional farm card. It's for the exact same vendor. It's like a prepaid card that I can go to their stall and I can purchase extra items, and it's already prepaid. So I do pay a little extra for that in addition to the $500. So in addition to those 2 items that are all associated with our CSA, I spend only an average of an additional $315 a month, and that is to feed a family of 6. And we have 4 sons who range in age from the age of 24 to 12. So you can see that there are just a number of ways, the CSA share being just one of them, that I stretch that food budget. If you want to know all 10 ways that I stretch my food budget, then you need to request the ebook. There's a link in the description of this video, my ebook, How to Cut Your Grocery Costs in 10 Easy Steps. And I use every single one of those 10 strategies every single week to feed my family of 6 on a shoestring budget. Hey, give this video some likes, will you? And if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments section. I would love to dialogue with you and answer any questions that you might have. Also, look in the description of this video and you'll find some really important links. I'm putting a link in there to a post that I wrote on our website that talks about CSAs and how to find the right CSA for you. So if you were trying to take notes like mad, I'm really sorry, but I have all of those questions written out in that post on the website, and I'll give you a link to it, and then you can go to the post and then you can print everything off for yourself, and you can find yourself a CSA in your area that meets your family's needs. Be sure to give this video a like, share it with others, and be sure to subscribe to Under the Median before you leave the website today, before you leave YouTube today. Subscribe to Under the Median on YouTube, where every Monday we drop a brand new video to help you and your family live with a spirit of joy and abundance on a shoestring budget.